Well, hello again, sports bettors. It's Jonathan here from the School of Bets, and in this video, we're going to be breaking down the DraftKings Sportsbook.
Okay, so we're going to look at the DraftKings Sportsbook today, and the platform here I'm going to be using is the web browser, and we're going to just walk our way through some of the features that are really kind of unique to DraftKings and some of the features that are really worthwhile checking out. If you want to sign up to DraftKings, I'd highly recommend you do. Get over to schoolofbets.com. We got all the sign up bonuses there available for you. The link is underneath this video. Best in the business. You're not going to miss out there. Get yourself a really good sign up bonus. Get yourself started. Great way to get profitable from the outset. All right, so we're going to start with the homepage. And look, I don't think this is offensive at all. I like the color scheme. I like the fact you got some promos being advertised in front of you, but essentially it's all kind of there for you. Along the top here, you've got obviously always navigate back to the homepage, but you've got this fantastic My Bets section. I'm not going to go into it today because I'm not logged in. I'm actually not in New Jersey today, so I'm just looking at this without being logged in. But the My Bets section, you can track all of your betting history. You can track what bets you've placed. And look, sometimes when you're betting, you've just forgotten what you've put on, or you can't quite remember what's live. That can happen. Don't worry, it happens to all of us. You can always check that out there. We're going to check the live in-game stuff out. It is really good. This is one of the best features of the DraftKings browser. The promos and so on and so forth. But just on this homepage, I do like that the bet slip is over here to the right, except that I probably would prefer it to minimize to the side. I mean, but obviously, if you do go click on something, and we got a suggested money line bet here on the Giants, if I was to click on that at minus 230, it appears over there straight away. So it's always a good way to see it appear. If I click on something else, we can see that we're starting to build up a bit of a parlay. Betting is suspended because it's actually a live game at the moment, but kind of easy, kind of functional, kind of simple to use. I would like that to minimize though. But um, I like this settings change over here where you can actually change the way you view your odds. We're looking at American at the moment, but you can always go decimal, which is actually my preferred style of reading odds, but happy to use American. Fractional as well, which is kind of popular in Europe. We'll navigate back to American. So, also down here, I don't know how you feel about these suggested bets. I mean, I think they're okay. I think it's kind of a fun thing to do. It's kind of a good way to alert you to what's going on. The reason I want the bet slip to disappear is that I kind of find this a little bit annoying to scroll across. But look, at the end of the day, these are all games that are starting well into the future. So there's no real rush on here at the moment. And I feel like you've got time. Okay, if we scroll the page down, you can see there's some interesting things here. We've got this live in-game tab, which we can navigate to just directly from the homepage with the game lines and the stats hub. We do have some baseball games that are on at the moment, and obviously the Giants 5-0 leading the Rockies. But what I like about DraftKings live and in-game stuff is this stats hub. I think this is really fantastic. You can scroll across here and choose your individual sport, and you can actually find line moves. Okay, now at this point in time, we'll go across to the NFL. There hasn't been a heck of a lot of line moves happening here in the NFL. So, but the feature, because obviously the season's still a bit away, and so you can look at this line. It hasn't actually. There's not been much fluctuation. But imagine in season, when you get a bit of money steaming in on one team, and you may see this. You'll see this graph sort of illustrate the line move. Now that could be interesting information for any bettor at any stage. So always check this out, and I think this is one of the great features that DraftKings has to offer. Um, okay, along the top here, you've got these featured sports you can get to, and you can tell here I'm filming in during that summer dead spot. We've got the MLB, which has just kicked on back after the All-Star break, but we've got the British Open coming up in a few days, and then we've got some random ATP events, tennis events, one over here at Newport, which we'll check out in a minute. And we've got the NFL tab there and the NBA Summer League. But the NFL, 8 weeks away from the game, and yet here we are with the NFL tab because it's so much betting happens on that. So it's available for you to click to, navigate to, even in the off season. And then you got your drop down menu for your A to Z sports. So here's all the sports offerings that are available on DraftKings at the moment. This is the New Jersey version of DraftKings. And you can see the big American sports are there, your baseball, your basketball, your football, and so on and so forth. And then some smaller sports, some more obscure ones as far as US betting is concerned, cricket, Australian rules football, rugby union. Check out Australian rules football. That is one hell of a good sport. But and it's got all the markets on there, plenty of markets there. So I like this. One thing I would like to see improved going forward is for instance, the basketball or baseball. Let's choose baseball because we know that's being played at the moment. Let's say tonight I wanted to place a bet on a minor league game. I come across to this baseball tab, and I would prefer that the minor league subheading drops down as I scroll over because at the moment I have to click on baseball to get across to baseball, and then I have to minimize the MLB games, go find my minor league game, expand that menu, and then go find the game I want. For instance, the Durham Bulls and the Toledo Mud Hens. Now, for speed and for quickness, I would probably prefer that subheading to drop down here in the A to Z Sports. Not a big deal, just one of those small things that could be a small user experience improvement. Okay, let's check out the live and in-game part of this app because honestly, live betting is going to be the future of betting in the US and it already is in Europe. Just absolutely, I think it's something like 60% of bets are placed live and in-game. So it's going to be a big thing. At the moment, as I said, we have one MLB game that's underway. We've got some tennis games. We'll check that out in a minute. But what I like about the MLB games is the graphic that comes up. If I click on the actual game, now I'm going to receive a little graphic here. Now, well, it's unfortunate because this is a double header, and what's come up here is the second game. So if you could imagine, though, you're getting the actual pitches, what's happening, you're getting the balls, the strikes, you're getting all the stats coming there live and in-game, so you can be actually monitoring the game quite comprehensively right here. We've got all of these other odds, plenty of different markets to bet on all the way through. And beyond that, we also have a whole heap of statistics here as well, which we can check out. So the head-to-heads, and then we've got the standings and so on. And you'll even get during in-game, you'll even get pitcher v batter stats and stuff like that. So fantastic, fantastic platform, the live betting platform on DraftKings. I think this alone is a reason to probably have an account at DraftKings for this functionality in the live betting. And I'll show you the next little bit that I really like is particularly with tennis, and we're coming right into the US tennis season, but tennis is an all-year sport, so this thing is going to be valuable for you at any stage. It's the point-by-point betting. Now, you can find that here on this menu. It's actually also appearing right here, okay, down here. And we'll go to it here anyway, the point-to-point, point-by-point. Okay, so here's my point-by-point. Point 1, set 1, game 10. Now you can see it's 5-4, so we've gone into point 1. It's just actually ticked over, so now we're at point 2. And here's the odds. You've got Andriozzi's at plus 265 to win the point. Karlovic at minus 400. Now I'm guessing that means Karlovic is probably serving. And the game would be actually in the middle of a rally now, or he's actually probably faulted, served to fault. And he's at minus 225 for the second serve. So, well, there we go, 30 love. So, really kind of risky way to bet, but also a fun way to bet. And something that's quite unique to DraftKings is this point-by-point betting. So check that out. Heaps of other markets there. That's just tennis. I mean, soccer, same thing. Heaps of markets. You're always going to get the position of the game, the score. So, you always can get all the information that you need at any stage. It's a great thing. If you click on the actual game, so soccer here, for instance, click on it, you get a whole heap of, and we know with soccer, there's so many markets to bet on. Plenty of markets to bet on. There they are, all our subheadings along the top here. Heaps and heaps to bet on. All right, so we're going to check out the promos. And not so much, we're not checking this out for what promos are on offer now. I'm just checking it out for the functionality of the browser and where we're moving around. But here you can see pretty easy to navigate. All of them are here. Obviously, the the most pertinent ones are actually right there at the very start. And for instance, as I said, we've got the British Open golf coming up this week. $50,000 hole in one jackpot. I think it was something like you place $10 bet on a player to win the tournament, and if they were to actually shoot a hole in one at some point in the tournament, you get a share of the $50,000, which would be divided up amongst all the people that bet on them. So, maybe you pick up $100, something like that. Who knows? You might pick an obscure player and end up with all $50,000. But good little promo. Particularly if you're going to bet on that market anyway. Anyway, quite easy to navigate. If you want to view terms on any of these, you click on there and the terms come up, so it's all pretty easy. And then you opt. The thing with DraftKings is you need to opt in on these promos. So you have to actually opt in here, well, particularly this one, before you go to bet, which is one of those things that is just an anomaly with them, but nothing to be concerned about. So promos are great, and there's, as you can see, there's a pretty good array. This one's kind of promoting something that's already happened, but it's a really good array. Now, while I'm talking about this, I do want to show you a couple of things that I like with them, and they do have a great odds boost that runs. And so it's not actually in the promo menu. Well, it's to the left. It was to the left over here, but if you come down into A to Z Sports, you'll find odds boosts actually listed in your sports, and there's always 3 or 4 or 5 good ones. And so let's for instance just pop into the Open Championship. We've got Tiger Woods to win the Open Championship, boosted from plus 2,000 to plus 2,300. And so you're picking up, a reasonable little boost there. And it's the same here in the MLB. Always daily specials going on in the MLB. For instance, this one, Brewers, Cardinals, Astros to win. All win today. Boosted from plus 525 to plus 605. So particularly if you check this out. If you were going to bet on those 3 teams, then why wouldn't you come here and take the boosted odds? Great little offering from DraftKings. They've also got the DK Parlay Plus, which I really like, and that is just some extra specials, multi parlay kind of specials. So this one here, the Tigers and the Royals and the Blue Jays all to win. Okay, which is a pretty good one. And this one, home cooked locks, Yankees and Phillies and Cubs all to win. Okay, so useful little parlay special there. So check them out. Worthwhile seeing. Something else you really should check out on the sportsbook here is this new concept of pools, which has been added recently by DraftKings, and this is actually a really fun way to get introduced to sports betting if you haven't been part of it before and you just want to dip your toe in the water. You can do things like this MLB Pick'em. There's a guaranteed $250 prize pool. It's $5 to enter. You get a selection of games. You choose the winners, and if you choose the most winners or equal most winners, then you share in the prize pool. Now, the prize pool will go up beyond 250 if more and more and more people enter. But there's a guaranteed 250, so let's say only 20 people enter and there's only $100 bet. The prize pool is actually quite decent considering there's not many people playing. So all these are MLB ones, but this is really going to expand big time once the NFL season kicks off, and also when the NBA is running as well. So check out the pools. It's really it's the sort of thing you can get into. You can actually start private pools within your office or family or somewhere else. So with your buddies. Okay, so the casino tab, we're going to check that out here. And look, it's not sports betting, but it is there and it's available if you would like to have a bit of a dabble in the casino games. It's there. It's included in your DraftKings account sign on. It's included. Your money can be used there. And look, it's not for everyone, but there it is, and it's great to have that as an opportunity for you, particularly if you just feel like in the mood to have a bit of a flutter over. That's a little look at the DraftKings Sportsbook. I think it's a great product. It's going to get better and better and better as more money is invested in this, and as more states come online. Obviously, a bigger base of bettors, a bigger group of people using the site, then more money will be invested in the platform, and it's just going to improve the experience for all. I definitely think it's worth signing up to. And despite there being a few areas for improvement, as it stands right now today, I think it's really worthwhile having in your selection of sports books to play to be able to bet on sport. Now, as I said, get over to School of Bets, sign up over there, and you're going to get the best sign up bonuses in the business.